Most men think fit means tight. If it hugs the body, it's good fit. If it feels loose, it's bad fit. That belief is quietly destroying how you're perceived because the brain doesn't evaluate tightness. It evaluates structure. Before anyone notices brand, fabric, or trend awareness, they register one thing: your outline, the outer shape your clothing creates. And that shape determines whether you look stable, sharp, awkward, short, broad, narrow, or balanced. Watch this. First, a tight outfit that exaggerates narrow shoulders and uneven taper. It's fitted, but it looks fragile. Second, an oversized outfit that collapses the frame into a block, relaxed but structurally weak. Third, a balanced outfit, structured shoulders, controlled length, clean taper, nothing dramatic, but immediately more authoritative. All three technically fit. Only one controls perception. This isn't fashion advice, it's structural engineering. When someone looks at you, their brain scans in a predictable order. First, shoulder width. Second, the vertical leg line. Third, waist compression. Fourth, overall balance from top to bottom. You're not being judged by size, you're being judged by geometry. And once you understand that, you can control it. This happens instantly. No conscious thought, no analysis. Your body is not read as muscle, fat, or height in isolation. It's interpreted as a shape, a combination of width, length, and symmetry. Clothing either sharpens that shape or distorts it. Show black silhouette comparisons. Remove color and texture. Strip it down to outline only. When detail disappears, proportion becomes obvious. Overlay a grid dividing torso and leg ratio. Show how minor changes in jacket length or pant rise shift visual balance. Demonstrate how dropped shoulders reduce perceived structure. Show how excess stacking interrupts vertical continuity. These distortions aren't dramatic in real life. No one walks into a room thinking his shoulder seam is 1 inch too low. But the brain doesn't need drama. It amplifies small inconsistencies automatically. Clothing doesn't change your body, it changes how your body's read. And your body isn't the first thing people evaluate, your proportions are. If silhouette is the first signal, then shoulders are the anchor point of that signal. Everything below them is interpreted relative to that width. When the shoulder seam drops past your natural shoulder bone, the structure collapses. The true edge of your frame disappears. Your upper body softens visually. Even if you have muscle, it becomes less defined because the garment redraws your outline outward and downward. When the seam sits too high, the opposite problem appears. Fabric pulls, tension lines form. Instead of looking sharp, you look restricted, compressed rather than stable. The correct seam aligns exactly where your shoulder ends, not beyond it, not inside it. That alignment creates a clean edge, and clean edges signal structure. But shoulders are not just about seam placement. Sleeve volume must relate to torso width. A wide sleeve paired with a narrow torso creates imbalance. The arms visually overpower the body, making the torso appear smaller. On the other extreme, overly tight sleeves on a slim frame exaggerate thinness. Compression removes perceived strength. The goal is controlled taper, not tightness, not excess. Then there's fabric. Soft draping materials collapse shoulder definition because they follow gravity, not structure. Heavier or structured fabrics maintain a straight line from neck to arm. That preserved line becomes the boundary of your frame. Outer layers matter most here. A structured overshirt or jacket can correct a weak anchor point instantly. A thin hoodie can erase it just as fast. Shoulder extension strategy adds another layer. For narrow frames, slight extension, subtle, not exaggerated, can create visual width and balance. But exaggerated padding on already broad builds creates top-heavy distortion. Instead of authority, it reads imbalance. Even a 1-inch seam drop can visually shorten the entire body. When the anchor weakens, the eye loses its reference point. The torso appears longer. The legs appear shorter. Height perception shifts without you realizing it. Show a before and after comparison. Same person, same body, identical lighting. The only difference is shoulder alignment. The improvement doesn't come from muscle, it comes from structure. Once the anchor is correct, the rest of the silhouette becomes easier to control. Because if shoulders control width, length controls dominance. Most people assume the ideal proportion is a clean 50-50 split between torso and legs. It isn't. A perfectly even split often reduces perceived authority. Slightly increasing the visual length of the legs creates a stronger presence. Because longer legs signal height and stability, start with shirt length. An overlong shirt cuts into the leg line and lowers the visual waist. That shortens you instantly. A controlled crop, not revealing skin but ending higher on the hip, raises the perceived waistline and increases leg dominance. Jacket breakpoint is even more powerful. Long-line jackets flatten the frame and extend the torso downward. A jacket ending around mid-hip sharpens the leg transition and improves vertical balance. Pant rise is frequently ignored. Low-rise pants elongate the torso and shrink the legs. Mid-rise pants do the opposite. They shift the visual starting point of the leg upward. Combined with a clean pant break, this preserves vertical continuity. Excess stacking interrupts the leg line and compresses height. Color blocking amplifies these effects. High-contrast top and bottom splits cut the body in half. Monochromatic dressing elongates the silhouette by maintaining uninterrupted vertical flow. Show a mini case. An average height man wearing a long shirt, low-rise jeans, heavy stacking, and strong color contrast. He appears shorter and less stable. Adjust only length hierarchy. Shirt crop, mid-rise pants, cleaner break, tonal consistency, and the frame immediately reads taller. Once anchor points and vertical ratios are controlled, width balance becomes the final adjustment. Upper to lower width ratio defines perceived strength. When the torso and legs are equal in width, the silhouette becomes a block. There's no direction, no hierarchy. But when the upper body holds slight visual dominance, broader shoulders tapering into a narrower waist and controlled leg opening, the brain reads structure. This creates the V illusion without exaggeration. Skinny builds often make the mistake of going overly slim everywhere. Extreme taper removes width from the upper frame and eliminates structure. Instead of sharp, it reads fragile. Larger builds often swing the opposite direction, uniform oversized layers. When top and bottom carry equal volume, there's no taper, just expansion. That flattens presence. Fabric density plays a critical role. Structured outer layers, jackets, overshirts, heavier knits, maintain upper frame width. Thin fabrics cling and collapse geometry, erasing taper. Show a muscular build wearing oversized hoodie and wide pants. Block silhouette, then correct it. Structured jacket, controlled leg opening, preserved shoulder width, same body, different ratio, stronger frame. Now apply all three rules together. Take a skinny build, correct the shoulder seam to anchor structure, raise the visual waist with adjusted shirt length, introduce controlled taper through layering. Then take a slightly overweight build, stabilize shoulders, eliminate vertical interruptions, create subtle upper dominance through structure. Notice how no single adjustment transforms the frame alone. Anchor, length, and taper work as a system, oversized everything. Low-rise jeans, long untucked shirts, skinny jeans on skinny men. Anchor, control length, engineer taper, engineer presence. Don't chase trends, subscribe.